Are cheap, smart weighted hula hoops actually worth buying? Right here, I have 9 smart hoops. All of these hoops at the time I bought them were listed under $14 before tax. The least expensive hoop here came in at $6.99 before tax, which in my experience is typically on the lower end of pricing. I'm Hoopsmiles, and I'm gonna review these smart hoops that I bought at cheaper prices. Also, later on in the video, I will be looking at some hoops from one of my top recommended smart hoop brands, so you'll get a chance to see how some of these smart hoops that I bought for less compared to those hoops, along with seeing if any of these hoops that I paid less for are worth buying or if you should avoid them. So with that said, let's get into this review. Starting things off, I'm gonna look at this hoop right here. This hoop did come with an empty pouch that you have to fill with your own weight. So what I did is I put some beans in a bag, and then I took that bag of beans and put them in this pouch to add some weight. Now the spinning action on this hoop when I got it going around wasn't necessarily horrible, but here's the problem with this hoop. Just look how flimsy this thing is, and I feel like that is a concern with this hoop. Before taxes, I bought this hoop for $9.99. Unfortunately, I think I overpaid because this does feel like something you could find in a dollar store. Also, the prices of smart hoops can go up or down, so if you do find smart hoops that appear to be similar to the ones you see right here, there is a chance the price could be different. Now, if at any point in this video you want to buy a smart hoop from one of my top recommended brands, you can do so by visiting my affiliate links in the description of this video. Swissactiva is the sponsor of this video, and they're giving my audience a discount if you use my affiliate coupon code, also located in the video description. In the sake of disclosure, if you do buy through those links and or use my coupon codes, I could potentially make some extra money. Swissactiva also gave me free hoops, some of which will be featured later on in this video. Now the next smart hoops I want to look at are these 3 smart hoops right here. These 3 hoops have a lot of similarities. Each of these 3 hoops have a fixed cord length, making it harder to adjust the length of the cord. Also, the length of the cord doesn't go out as far as I'd like it to go on each of these hoops, but the blue hoop does have the longest cord length out of these 3 hoops. The build quality of these 3 smart hoops does feel better than the build quality of this one here. However, I do question the durability of these 3 hoops. They still do feel a little bit flimsy when you touch them, and I have used some other hoops that do feel more durable than these 3. Also, the ball weight for each of these smart hoops is under the minimum ball weight I would prefer to have in a smart hoop. When using these 3 hoops, I was able to get the ball to spin around. The noise level was louder than I would prefer to have in a smart hoop. In terms of the pricing, this blue one I found for the cheapest. I bought this for $7.99 before taxes. Now the big question, are these smart hoops worth buying? Let me know what you think in the comments. Now personally, in my opinion, I don't think these smart hoops are worth buying. They lack features that I like to have in smart hoops. The next smart hoops I want to focus on are this blue one and this pink one. Both of these smart hoops have some of the same problems as the previous smart hoops. The ball weight in both of these smart hoops is still not at the minimum weight that I'd want, though the ball weight in the pink one is heavier than the blue one. Now, a feature that this pink smart hoop has is it does have these buckles right here that you can use to unbuckle or buckle the hoop together, whereas this blue hoop does not have buckles. Also, the cord length on both of these hoops doesn't go out as far as I would like it to go, which could be a potential issue. In terms of the spinning action on both of these hoops, this blue one felt a little bit easier to use than this pink one. Also, both of these hoops were louder than I would want in a smart hoop. Now, in terms of the prices of these hoops, one of these hoops I did buy for $13.79 before taxes, but I'm not entirely sure which hoop that was. Regardless, I think both of these hoops are overpriced at $13. Even though I was able to get the ball to spin around on both of these hoops, I don't feel like smart hoops like these ones are worth buying. There's just better smart hoops out there, some of which I will get to later on in this video. Now moving on to the next 3 hoops, starting out with this one here. This would be an okay hoop, but it does have a big problem. When spinning the ball around at slower speeds, on multiple occasions, the slider part would catch and then the ball would come back and hit me in the body, which is something I don't want to have happen in a smart hoop. And for that reason alone, I can't recommend a smart hoop that does that. The ball weight does exceed the minimum ball weight I prefer to have in a hoop. When I was spinning the ball fast enough so it wasn't coming back and hitting me in the body, the spin on this hoop wasn't that bad. Now, in terms of what this hoop sounds like, here's how this smart hoop sounds. In terms of the price of this hoop, I bought this hoop for $13.29 before tax. But the question is this hoop worth buying? And my answer to that is no. My biggest issue with this hoop is the ball coming back and hitting me in the body. I just can't have a hoop that does that. Even if this hoop didn't do that, there's still some other hoops out there that I would prefer using over this hoop. Now on to the next two hoops. Now I want to look at this hoop right here. So the first thing I will say about this is probably one of the worst sounding hoops I have ever used. Now, in terms of the sound test for this hoop, it did register under an 80 decibel average, which typically isn't that bad for a smart hoop. However, in this case, I don't feel that the decibel average of this smart hoop tells the full story about how this hoop sounds. Now, if you are able to get past the sound of this hoop, I felt the spinning action on this hoop was okay. This hoop is usable, but the ball weight is under the weight that I would want in a ball. Also, this hoop did come with buckles to help with taking this hoop on and off. However, I'm not a fan of the piece with buckles. I found it hard to use, so I didn't include it in the hoop right here. Now, in terms of the price of this hoop, I bought this hoop for $9.80 before tax. Now, at that price, I don't feel like that's a bad price for this hoop. I feel like I've seen similar hoops that look like this selling for more. But overall, you know, I feel like this hoop is just okay. I do feel like there's better hoops out there. This hoop wouldn't even make my top 10 best hoops. Now, moving on to the final hoop of the hoops that I bought at cheaper prices, which is this one right here. Now, a cool thing about this hoop, when testing it for sound, it wasn't that noisy. In terms of the spinning action on this hoop, I felt like the spin was fairly smooth. Now, there are some drawbacks with this hoop. The first one is the ball weight. I want the ball weight to be heavier. Another potential issue is the cord length doesn't go out as far as I'd like it to go. Even though I was able to get this hoop to work, I could see some beginners out there who struggled to get the ball to spin around, potentially having a difficult time using this hoop, which is partly why I wouldn't recommend this hoop to beginners who really struggle to get that ball to go around. Now, in terms of the price of this hoop, this was the cheapest hoop that I bought in this entire video, which came out to be $6.99 before tax. So for the people out there who are okay with getting a hoop that has a lighter ball weight and perhaps a cord length that doesn't go out as far, at a $6.99 price tag, I could see this hoop being a buy for some people out there. Now, I highly doubt that you'll find a hoop like this selling for $6.99 anytime soon. I imagine a hoop like this would sell for more than what I bought it at. Now, regardless of the price of this hoop, if you are a beginner and you struggle to get the ball to go around, I do feel like this is gonna be a harder hoop to use, and I wouldn't recommend getting a hoop like this. As far as all the hoops I bought for at cheaper prices, this hoop right here would probably be my top pick out of those hoops. However, this hoop wouldn't even make my top 10 best smart hoops. Something I'll add, both of these smart hoops do have counters, though I didn't get into testing the counters for accuracy. After showing you some smart hoops that I bought at lower prices, now I'm gonna show you some Swiss Activa hoops. Swiss Activa does sell multiple hoops, but the three hoops I wanna focus on in this video is the Swiss Activa S6 Plus right here, and then the S2 XXL hoop right here, and then also the S4S model. First off, all the smart hoops you see here do have an adjustable cord length, and the ball does go out a decent distance away from the hoop. Also, the ball weight on each of these hoops exceeds the minimum weight that I'd want in a smart hoop. Another nice feature I like about these hoops is I didn't find them to be too noisy to my standards, and the S4S model right here was the quietest out of these three. A feature that I like about this S2 XXL hoop is it did come with extra pieces, and it's able to get the largest out of these three if you only use the pieces that come inside the box. I was also able to get this S2 hoop to be the smallest out of these three as well. Now, if you do need extra pieces for any Swiss Activa hoop, if you want to make it bigger, Swiss Activa does sell extra pieces. I did put my affiliate links to buy extra pieces in the description of this video. Now, this S2 XXL hoop didn't come with buckles to help with taking apart, but I didn't feel like it was too difficult to get this hoop on and off without buckles. In terms of the S6 Plus model and the S4S model, both of these hoops have buttons that you push in to help disconnect the hoops. When spinning the ball around on this S4S hoop, it did get smoother when spinning the ball around at faster speeds. Whereas the slower I spun the ball around with this hoop, the less smooth it became. Now, when it comes to the spinning action on the S6 Plus hoop right here, this is one of the smoothest spinning hoops I've ever used. If I had to make a top 10 smart hoop list today, the Swiss Activa S6 Plus would be the top smart hoop on that list. Now, all of these 3 Swiss Activa hoops are smart hoops that I would recommend. And if you are interested in buying any Swiss Activa hoop, you can visit my affiliate links in the description of this video. Swiss Activa is also offering my audience a discount if you use my affiliate coupon codes, which are also located in the description. If you do buy through my affiliate links and or use my affiliate coupon codes, it can give me extra money and it can help fund more videos on this channel and other endeavors too. So if you do end up buying, thank you so much. Also, both the S4S and the S6 Plus hoop have counters. Some of the notable differences between these counters right here: the S6 Plus counter is rechargeable and it does have light up characters on its screen, whereas the counter on the S4S hoop, it is not rechargeable and it does require more light to see the characters on its screen. Both counters on these hoops I have not tested for accuracy. Now it's time for me to get real with everyone out there. Some of you may already know this, but I am battling cancer at the moment and I'm currently on chemotherapy. I do have chronic myeloid leukemia. My last 3 blood draws have come up undetectable, which is a great thing to see. However, I likely will be on chemotherapy for many months more, which is unfortunate because there are some side effects. I do have some new information. The blood draws that came up undetectable in the past, that did happen, but I did record that footage some time ago. Now, the latest blood draw, it did show up as detecting cancer in my blood. I will admit it is hard to see multiple blood draws in a row as being undetectable and then coming across one where the cancer is detected again. But as I understand from my doctor, it sounds like my blood overall is in a nice place. So hopefully the future blood draws come up undetectable again. Now, when it comes to life, such as experiencing things like cancer, who really knows how long we have left to live in this world? Which is one of the reasons why it can be so important to just not wait around to follow your dreams in life. One of my dreams in life is to reach 100,000 subscribers, so it would be so awesome if you could subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and you would also be helping me to achieve one of my dreams. So if you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing. Now back to the video. One of the big lessons to take away from this video is just because a smart hoop is selling at a cheaper price, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to get a nice deal. Not all smart hoops are the same. At the end of the day, sometimes the best hoop is going to be the hoop that you use the most. If getting a higher quality smart hoop, even if it costs more, if that leads to you using the hoop more, wouldn't that be the better outcome? Now, I will say the pricing of hoops may not always be indicative of quality. Just because a hoop is selling for more, with some hoops it may not always mean it is higher quality. Not all hoops selling for lower prices may be bad hoops either. Some higher quality hoops can sometimes fall in price too. Also, in terms of the 9 smart hoops that were not Swiss Activa hoops featured in this video, this blue hoop right here I bought last November in 2023, and the other 8 smart hoops I believe I bought over a year ago. Big thanks to Swiss Activa for sponsoring this video, and if you do want to get a Swiss Activa hoop, visit the description of this video for more information about that. And if you do want to help me reach my dream of getting 100,000 subscribers, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot. Also, I will put out there, I did have to pay tax on the lower price hoops that I bought in this video. I decided not to include tax in the price quotes in this video, since some people may pay more or less, or possibly may not have to pay tax at all. Also, I just want to put out there, when weighing the ball weights in this video, I took the weight of the ball plus the clip, if there was a clip on the hoop, and then also the cord. Some hoops you can disconnect the weight, and if you were to just weigh only the ball, then it likely will weigh less. If you're interested in watching more smart hoop videos, you can click on some of the videos that are appearing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, enjoy.